The world just crossed a line and most people didn't even notice. Germany just weaponized cockroaches, and no, this is not science fiction. They just went full sci-fi and not in a good way. Mind-controlled cockroaches are now a real thing, and they're not just crawling, they're spying. This isn't a movie plot, it's SWARM Biotactics. Berlin's new defense darling is unleashing cyborg bugs that can infiltrate enemy lines undetected. You heard that right. Living creatures wired for espionage. And guess who's watching closely? NATO, the CIA, even Beijing. Because if Germany's using biotech for surveillance, who's next? Meanwhile, the woke elite are busy debating pronouns while Europe quietly retools for biological warfare. And back home, the Pentagon's scrambling to catch up as biotech weapons go mainstream. This isn't just about cockroaches. This is about control, total control. Oh, wait until you hear what these spy bugs are capable of. Remote movement, real-time audio surveillance, and even thermal cloaking. And the kicker, they're being trained right now in government labs. We've got the full breakdown and what this means for global power, privacy, and the next generation of warfare. Before we dive deep, make sure to like and share this video and hit subscribe so you never miss a critical update from the front lines. Alright, Germany just went full sci-fi and not in a good way. Mind-controlled cockroaches are now a real thing, and they're not just crawling. They're spying. Now, in this video, we are going to be looking at what is SWARM Biotactics doing? Funding strategic momentum, Germany's broader defense shift, ethical, legal, historical context. Why? What problems are they solving? And the broader implications. So, make sure to stay end so you don't miss any insights, and also leave your thoughts in the comments. Berlin's top defense startup, SWARM Biotactics, just revealed something straight out of a dystopian nightmare. Biotech bugs, real-time espionage, military-grade surveillance delivered through living insects. And yes, it's 100% real. And that leads us to point 1. What is SWARM Biotactics doing? SWARM Biotactics, founded in 2024 in Kassel, Germany, with a U.S. subsidiary in San Francisco, is pioneering insect-based bio-robotic systems composed of living cockroaches outfitted with miniature backpacks that combine neural interfaces, sensors, micro-cameras, and encrypted comms. These so-called cyborg cockroaches form AI-enabled swarms meant for intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, ISR, in collapsed infrastructure, GPS-denied or politically sensitive terrains, where drones or robots can't operate. Movement control is achieved via electrical stimulation of insect neural pathways, enabling operators to steer each insect individually or allow fully autonomous swarm behavior. The goal? Not just surveillance, but military-grade ISR intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, where drones can't go. Let's picture this, a collapsed tunnel or an enemy safe house deep inside a GPS-denied war zone. Drones are too loud. Robots can't squeeze through, but a swarm of remote-controlled cockroaches. Perfect. These bioagents are being designed for disaster response, urban surveillance in denied zones, covert intel ops in places no robot or human can safely enter. 2. Funding strategic momentum. These insects, dubbed cyborg cockroaches, operate under remote human control or via AI-directed swarm behavior. Movement is controlled by sending signals directly into the insect's nervous system. It's not robotics, it's neurological domination. But who's really behind this? Germany's Cyber Innovation Hub is integrating SWARM's tech into its defense architecture, fast-tracking contracts and cutting red tape to get prototypes into deployment. As of June-July 2025, SWARM secured €10 million in seed funding, bringing total capital to €13 million, including a €3 million pre-seed round. Lead investors include Vertex Ventures US, Possible Ventures, and Capnamic, among others. The company is transitioning from lab research to planned pilot deployments in Europe and North America, scaling their hardware and expanding R&D and field operations teams focused on insect neurobiology, embedded AI, and systems integration. 3. Germany's broader defense shift. Germany is undergoing a major transformation in defense strategy, driven by the war in Ukraine, and plans to nearly triple its defense budget to €162 billion annually by 2029, guided by a vision emphasizing AI, robotics, and biotech innovation. The government is restructuring procurement to reduce red tape, provide advance payments, and specifically integrate startups like SWARM into official military channels via platforms like the Cyber Innovation Hub. This development marks a dramatic departure from Germany's traditionally cautious defense posture, reflecting both a strategic necessity and a growing acceptance of military tech innovation in society. Insiders say the Pentagon has already flagged SWARM's tech as a national security threat. China, they're working on their own version. And NATO, quietly preparing rules for bio-integrated combatants. Let that sink in, not robots, not satellites. Living organisms turned into spy tools. You're not watching the future, you're watching the next Cold War unfold. Except this time it's silent, invisible, and crawling through your kitchen. 4. Ethical, legal, historical context. Use of insects for military purposes recalls historical entomological warfare programs, for example, Colorado potato beetles tested by Nazi Germany, though those efforts targeted agriculture rather than human surveillance or direct espionage. The Biological and Toxin Weapons Convention, 1972, prohibits use of insects to deliver biological agents or toxins for hostile purposes, placing constraints on such technologies even if no pathogens are used. Ethical concerns arise around the use of live creatures as controllable tools. Some commentators have described such work as disturbing or unnecessary, especially given alternative approaches using synthetic robots. 5. Why? What problems are they solving? Cockroaches are naturally durable, able to squeeze through tight spaces and operate quietly without requiring power sources or charging cycles, making them uniquely suited as stealthy ISR platforms with persistent presence. The broader implications. Germany's latest leap in military technology isn't a bigger tank or a faster jet. It's a living cockroach, hardwired for war. Through SWARM Biotactics, a German startup backed by millions in defense investment, real insects are now equipped with AI-guided microchips and neural implants, turning them into stealth surveillance bots capable of navigating spaces drones can't reach. This fusion of biology, robotics, and artificial intelligence marks the rise of bio-convergent warfare, where living organisms aren't just collateral, they're tools. Controlled through direct neurological stimulation, these cockroaches raise profound ethical concerns about behavioral control and the normalization of manipulating living beings. In the post-drone era, such biobugs can slip through physical and digital defenses undetected, giving intelligence agencies unprecedented access while sidestepping the boundaries of international treaties like the Biological Weapons Convention. Germany's open embrace of this technology reflects a radical shift from its historically pacifist stance to becoming a high-tech military innovator. Meanwhile, the civilian applications, from search and rescue to neural prosthetics, ensure this tech won't remain in war zones for long. But this is just the beginning. With further development, these insect platforms could deliver micro-explosives, tag targets chemically, or sniff out individuals using biometric data. As the world wakes up to this new frontier, one truth becomes clear. Warfare is no longer just about firepower. It's about who can weaponize life itself. What happens when the line between living creature and military weapon disappears completely? Could the next global spy war be fought not with drones or satellites, but with cockroaches? We're tracking this story closely, and the fallout could be global. And in our next report, the U.S. agency secretly funding its own swarm weapon. Let me know in the comments if you'll want to hear this. Hit that like button, share this video to break the blackout, and subscribe so you never miss a critical update. See you on our next video.